Hi guys, it's Mary, and I thought I'd show you guys my first ever plan with me in the month of February. So I decided to go with the theme of Star Wars, where little Chewie is there, BB-2, R2-D2, and the simplified Death Star that surrounds February. And then over here we have the monthly spread with a little cross-hatchet design, I would say, along with the habit tracker down at the bottom with a label of the Star Wars logo. Then over here we have the mood tracker and the expenses tracker. Then over here we have the grades spread. I actually did this in last month's planning. And then I have another set of grades. And then over here we have the movie spread. I decided to go with the idea or the spread that I took from Pinterest, and all of the ideas I get from Pinterest I'll link in the description box down below, but I decided to go with that theme. Then over here we have the weekly spreads, the start of the weekly spreads, and I decided to not have any crosshatches at the bottom or to ink them in, because in case I don't use all of the vertical layout up, I can use it for something else. The top part is normally for all the events that I'm going to be having for the day, and then the rest is for tasks and events, so I will put those there. And if I don't have enough room, or if I don't have enough room, then I'll put stickies in there to indicate which tasks and whatever, and if I don't use it up, I will use the extra room for something else. And then over here we have the wish list as well as a blank page, because I don't know what I want to do with that yet. That's okay. And then over here we have my organizing goals sheet, which after I finished the video I realized that that was kind of random, a random sheet. So I decided to rip that page out and take the other sheet out with me. And with the extra blank sheet, I basically just put that in the back of my journal, so in case I do screw up, then I could use the extra sheet paper that I took out and replaced it. So yeah, that's it for all the planning within the month of February, next month. So I will be right back while I ink all of my spreads, and I will see you guys through the montage. Alright, let's do this. So here I'm using the Staedtler Triplus Fine Liner in the black color, obviously, and I'm going to be inking the February and the rest of the pencil marks that are on this spread. I actually I've never seen a Star Wars movie until maybe a year or two ago. I don't know why. I actually have been not watching a whole lot of like the classic movies, so I'm trying to get myself educated, in air quotes, on what I have been missing in my childhood. But yeah, the way that I made it sounds like I have a really depressing childhood, but oh well. My parents never actually like knew about those movies, so they never showed them to me, or they didn't let me necessarily watch it or anything, but like I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, moving back to the title page, I'm making in the little characters right now, and as you can see, I really like these three characters, that's why I chose them. And then moving on to the monthly spread, I'm using I believe it's Staedtler ruler. I have a smaller ruler that I normally use, but I don't know where that went, so I used the bigger ruler. And I'm just filling in the crosses for the month, and the habit tracker, putting in the days, and then habits that I plan on tracking for next month. I actually am tracking the same habits that I did the last month, and I'm checking what days. I actually had to flip back to see when I started the week because I thought I started on Monday, but I started on Sunday instead. So that's why I flipped back to it. And just continuing on with the month. Sometimes if I screw up, I normally use whiteout. I know some people don't want to use whiteout because like it's a cream type of paper, but I kind of just didn't really give a crap about it, so there's that. And then right now I'm starting inking in the Star Wars logo that has a little tape effect on it. I thought it would be kind of not cute, but kind of cool to see that. I tried my best, even though I had some mess ups. And then moving on to the mood tracker, I actually got this, and again, I will link every spread that I got from like other YouTubers or Instagrammers or Pinterest people down in the description box. But right now, I am inking in the lightsaber. It's kind of simple. It's a lot more simple than you think. It's not that detailed, so to speak. With the titles, like as you will see with the rest of my spreads, I kind of attached some of the letters together to make it the Star Wars like effect. I don't know if it really did the trick, but it looked kind of cool to me, so I just kind of stuck with it. And this is my expenses tracker. It's essentially the same tracker that you see in a lot of other bullet journals, but the only difference or the minor tweak to this is that I have a before box, which allows me to put in the money that I had before the month had started. And then over here, I'm doing the grades. So in last month's planning, I used this spread, but I did it for the 4 classes that I'll be taking for the semester since I am a college student. So I thought that it'd be a good idea to have an extra set of grade spreads, so just in case I run out of room, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah, so I'm continuing, just finishing going over in pen the rest of the grades section, or the grades spreads for the month of February. I've been really into like looking at how other people study because I also want to, as a goal, oh, my hair's in the way, I'm sorry. But I wanted to really get myself on track, or more on track of my classes, make sure that I will do hopefully better this time, because I always want to improve my study habits and also want to try something different this year, only because I've tried one thing and I've kind of stuck with it. So I want to see if I can hopefully improve on that, and maybe in the future I would do like how I take notes normally, or like my system for taking notes, so to speak. So hopefully you guys, if you guys think that's a great idea, give this video a thumbs up so I know that I could have that in the back of my mind, and probably producing that as well. And then moving on to the weekly spread, I have a little ribbon drawn on the upper left hand corner of the left spread, and I drew circles with a date on top of them, and I'm going over with this brush pen I'm not really sure the specific type of brand this is because all that's on the packaging are characters, either Chinese or Japanese characters, so I'm gonna have to try to track this down. And if I am able to find exactly what this brand is, the specific brand type, then will link that down in the description box below. And then I'm just going over in the boxes where the crosses are. I'm just like shading it in with a brush pen because I wanted to keep with the theme of Star Wars and space. So I decided to go with a more minimalist black and white theme for the weekly spreads. And then over here we have the wish list, because the wish list that I have at the beginning of my bullet journal is so filled up that I need another page because there's a lot of things that I do want, but I can't keep track of all of them in my head, and I don't want to clutter up my bookmark section. And then over here we have the movies section, and I'm flipping back to my first movie section because I wanted to take down the measurements, so I'm putting that on a sticky, or noting that down on a sticky note. Yeah, sorry about my hair getting in the way. I'll be sure to tie my hair up in future videos. So I'm going in with my ruler again and with my fine liner, and the pencil that I use to basically rough draft everything is the Kuratoga Uniball pencil. I believe that was the exact brand of it, but I will leave specific links, like I said, again down in the description box. And then the eraser that I'm using to erase all of the extra pencil markings is the Pentel. It's like the eraser, it's like the normal like white high polymer erasers. That's how I remember them to be, but I don't know the exact same thing. Again, I will leave that in the description box. So right now I am essentially going over with all the tick marks that I put to indicate the measurements of each ticket, and I am slowly but surely getting the lines in its way. And it's really weird. I just realizing this too as I'm recording, that I'm doing the voice recording, that the lighting on this specific section is kind of funky. So I apologize in advance. Hopefully in future videos I'll correct it, or I'll be able to catch it. But because the way that my camera is set up on the tripod, I have like a mini tripod. It's supposed to be used for phones and like for like selfie sticks and whatnot, but I had like an extra set of tools to make it to have a little tripod, and I'm using my Canon camera. If you guys are curious as to what camera I'm using, I'll have a link for that down below. It's actually my brother's camera. I kind of stole because he's not using it, so it's light enough to be able to be hooked onto the part that you're supposed to put your phone on, and it wouldn't like fall down. And I also have a very heavy pencil pouch in order for it to put some weight down so it wouldn't topple over. I'm sorry guys, I'm kind of babbling a lot. It is my first video. Hopefully I'll get better at not babbling as much or going off on tangents, but yeah. So that's the movies section. When I created this channel, I wanted to have the idea of creativity and being able to incorporate what I think would work for me as well as for others. I know some people like horizontal spreads, some people like vertical spreads, etc. But ultimately, the bullet journal is uniquely yours. You can tweak it however you want, you can draw whatever you want, you can make it as pretty or as simplistic as you want. It's just depends on what you want to do with it. And here is the final look. As you can see, I have this spread, the monthly spread, kind of colored in. And then over here with the mood tracker, I put a little quote on there. I also have a little key, so each day is the part of the lightsaber and I can color it up. And here's the final look for the expenses tracker. And here are grades, and then more grades. Then here's with the movies. I was kind of bummed when I looked back at all the footage that I saw. It stopped halfway, so I'm sorry guys, but yeah. And here's the final look for the weekly spread. I kind of messed up because I have the calendar in the middle, but that's okay because the other two spreads I fixed it. And then here's week 2 with the quote and the calendar on the side, and same with the third week. And then with the 4th week, I made Sunday a little bit bigger. And then over here we have the wish list. And then I tried to practice my calligraphy on the next page, the quote right there. I thought it was a great quote. But yeah, that is it for my February plan with me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully in future videos you guys can plan with me as well. So that would be pretty awesome. I really enjoyed making this for you guys, and I hope in the future my plan with me's will be a lot better and more concise. And if you guys would like to follow me on my social media links, I will leave that on the side of the video. Thank you guys again for watching, and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye!